afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. We are now more than halfway through the month of January. It's kind of rainy out there today. I have an in-person guest. We're not worried about a little rain. We can take it. The winter's been great. So far, 2023 in January has been an awesome year for Topic Time, best year ever, and it just keeps getting better. He's a musician. He's a young man, a high school student, goes to Whitman-Hanson, which isn't too far from here, just a couple of towns away. But before we get to him, he's going to play for us. We're going to interview him, but I got to read these underwriters first, and then we will commence per usual. So, I want to thank Auto Country, king of the used car in Abington, number one in the dealer ratings for Massachusetts for 21, been with me since the beginning. Great customer service. We got them. We got the Physiologist Barbershop in Brockton. We got Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. Always looking for new scrap metal, wheels, anything my pal Lynchy over there in Brockton can put together. We got John's Greenhouses and Florist Shop in Brockton. We got Uplifted Nutrition in Taunton, makers of delicious shakes and mussels. We got One Good Credit in Brockton. We got Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation of quartz and granite. We got Advanced Auto Performance in Brockton, best tire and auto performance service maintenance in the city. We got Auto Town Auto Glass and Auto Body in Abington. We got Doggy Boutique, all breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Shadell in Brockton. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, our Second Amendment Freedom Store. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Easton Fitness right here in the Village Shops in Northeastern. And we got Joe's Diner in Taunton. And on that note, I'll now introduce officially Matt Marchant. Is that how you say it?
Marchant.
Marchant, okay. The CH is kind of soft. It's not hard. I get that. Okay. But that's why we ask these questions, to make sure we get the pronunciation correct. All right. So like I said, you're a high school senior at Whitman-Hanson. You play music. You brought your acoustic guitar today. You're going to play your own stuff. You're original composer, I guess.
Yeah.
And you sent me a little YouTube video of your songs, and they were great. And I'm so glad that we connected. And thank you, David Wolfson, great DJ at WATD, for connecting us. Are you ever going to appear on have you ever appeared on the radio before? And if not, are you ever going to or planning to?
I definitely hope to.
Well, you can't really appear on the radio, but I mean, are you ever going to perform on the radio?
I really hope so. That'd be awesome.
Do you know who John Shea is?
I don't think so, no.
Well, John Shea is the DJ over at WATD, who has the show called Almost Famous. And I think every Tuesday night, a lot of local musicians go in and perform in his show, and he interviews them, kind of like I'm doing here, except it's not as visual, obviously, because it's on the radio. But he might, although that might not be the case if they added it to a podcast, which they might. I'm not really sure. But you'd probably be great on that, because he's got a lot of great musicians, and I know you're one of them. All right, well, tell me about yourself. Now, you live in Hanson. You grew up there and everything. Yeah. You lived there your whole life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and how long have you been playing music for?
Oh gosh, probably 8 years.
Okay, so that sounds like just about half your life.
Yeah.
Okay, just a guitar. You play anything else? Sing, or I mean, you do sing too, right?
Yeah, sing.
Of course, I know you sing because I saw your YouTube video. All right. So, what inspired you to start taking lessons? I assume did you start taking lessons, or you taught yourself?
I guess kind of. So I started doing musical theater because my brother was in it. So I was like, oh, I'll go join this. And then I remember that I wanted this one role. I didn't get it. So I was like, I'm going to really practice singing. And I practiced a whole summer. Okay. And that was kind of how I learned. Your brother, you said. How old is he older or younger? He's older. Okay. And this was what, 8 years ago? Yeah, about that. So you started singing first. Yeah. And then you picked up a guitar and said, I can do this. And is that how it kind of went down? Yeah, guitar kind of came off and on, and then about 2 years ago I started really trying with it. Oh, okay. That was when I started to really understand it. Well, you got a nice guitar there. I noticed that you got, I don't know what they call those little, they look like violin frames that are in the inside of but that's what an acoustic guitar looks like, I guess. Yeah. Okay. That was actually my great-grandfather's. Oh, wow. Well, it looks great. It looks brand new. Is it handcrafted? I'm actually not sure on that one. Okay, that's fine. Still, it's passed down to generations. Nothing wrong with that. I was so excited when I got that. Wow. Oh, I can't blame you. All right, well, now, how long have you actually been writing music for? Writing? Probably 3 or 4 years. Okay, and I assume you spend a lot of time doing that, right? Yeah, pretty much all the time.
Now, but you are a high school student. Have you ever performed, in a talent show at school or anything like
oh
that?
yeah, we've had Battle of the Bands because I'm also in like a band with my friends.
Okay.
So we've had like Battle of the Bands. I've performed like plenty of concerts in front of the school. Never actually my own piece, or actually I did once. We did like a cabaret type of thing.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Cabaret. Wait a minute. Now, cabaret is a musical.
It's like the way we did it was everyone got to like perform their own song, like
Okay.
whatever song they wanted. And my teacher like really pushed me to perform my own song that I like hadn't finished yet at the time.
Okay. And you
So
did,
then
or you
I
just?
ended up doing that, and everyone really liked it. So
Well,
that
that's
was
great.
what
So I
kinda
guess
threw
that prompted you to finish it. You finished it on the
Yeah.
spot, basically.
Pretty much. It was
Wow.
like a few months after I made
Okay.
sure it got done.
And that was all in the Whitman Hanson Auditorium, right?
That was in the cafeteria.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. They let you. Okay. I've never been inside Whitman Hanson. I assume in the cafeteria must be pretty large if you can perform, if you can have talent shows in there.
It's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are your plans when you get out of high school? Are you going to go to college anywhere? Are you going to you going to Berkeley maybe? I know a lot of the musical guests do go there at some point.
I've definitely considered that, but I'm more focused on like trying to make my own stuff work before.
Really?
So yeah,
So
I'm
you're
gonna-
really going to just not, you're not even going to bother with school. You're just going to try to forge a career out of it.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever performed in any venues where they pay you good, like at a bar?
Yes,
Or, I mean, you're too young to actually go to a bar and drink, but have you ever done that?
I performed in front of a dance studio.
Okay. A dance studio?
Yeah, that was one we got paid for. So
Where
that's
was
cool.
that?
That was in Hanover.
Okay. I think I know where that is. Okay. On Route 139 maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was, I guess we had a lot of people there. It was a big ensemble.
It was a decent size, yeah.
Okay. Now, are you in a band yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many in the band?
We got 5 or 6 of us.
Okay. All guys?
No, not quite.
Okay. Well, tell me about each person in the band, because I might want to have them on the show too if they want to do it.
Sounds good. So we got, first I'll start with Brian. He's our bass player.
Okay.
He's really talented. I mean, they all are really
I'm sure they're all
talented.
talented. We don't have that goes without saying. All right.
Yeah. So he plays bass.
Okay.
And then also his girlfriend's in our band. Her
Okay.
name's Grace.
Okay.
And she's a singer as well.
Okay.
And then we have Anthony, who's a guitarist.
Okay.
He's actually originally the one who told me to start playing guitar, so
Okay.
that's cool.
I see. Okay.
We have Devin, and they have perfect pitch. So
Okay.
they're like,
Devlin, you say?
crazy. Yeah,
Is that a guy or a girl?
non-binary.
What's that?
Non-binary, so they'd be they.
Okay. Very good. What else? What else you got?
And then we have Drew, who's our drummer.
Okay.
He's awesome. He's a lot of fun.
Oh, good.
He's got
Okay.
like fun drum beats that he can just pretty much put anything to.
And what would you call the genre of your music? Like hard rock, heavy metal?
Kind of depends what
diverse,
we're at the
alternative?
time. It kind of depends like what we're going for at the time.
Okay, so
And, like,
it's,
what we're
so
into.
you are diverse. You change it up all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's good. Okay. Do you have a name for the band?
Right now, not really.
Okay.
Kind of switches.
Well, now are you all students at Whitman Hanson?
Yeah.
Okay. So what now? Are you all going to kind of? Do you plan to keep the band going after you graduate?
That's the goal.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'm sure
We'll
it
see
is.
how it
I'm sure
goes.
that's certainly a worthy goal. But everybody has different, things going on, and obviously sometimes things change in life, and you can't. People have to be committed to other things, and they can't commit to what you want to have, being committed to before. But if they want to do it bad enough, I'm sure that will work.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Have you ever just? I mean, I know this is looking kind of far ahead, but have you ever been? You've never played on the radio before, right? Or have you?
No, not quite.
Not yet. Okay. As far as like, you don't have an agent, do you? Any of you?
No.
Okay. All right. But you do. But the Battle of the Band so far has all been at Whitman Hanson.
Yeah.
Now, what about with other schools? Nothing like that?
We did one, Hanover Day. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I think I have. It's in Hanover, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a pretty big festival. We got to play there.
Okay,
was
is that an
definitely
outdoor
pretty
thing?
cool. Yeah.
Okay, so I assume it was during a nice, time of year.
It was like 100 degrees, but
Yeah, well, it's warm. Yeah.
close
Okay.
enough.
Okay. All right. Have you ever considered going into the city and performing in front of large groups of people passing that might throw you some bucks? Sometimes that.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
definitely considered that.
Have you done that?
Not yet, but I definitely want to this summer.
Maybe in front of Faneuil Hall or something in Boston, where it's pretty
Yeah.
common.
That would be awesome.
Okay, tell me about that music video you sent me. That was really good. That was you, and it was just you performing, I think, as I recall.
It was So the music video that I made,
Yeah.
that was my friend Brian, the bass player. He was
Okay.
the one who recorded that.
Okay.
And we went to the Burridge. That was where most of it was taken.
The Burridge?
Yeah, that's in Hanson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where that is. That's a little bar and grill, right?
It's like a nature place.
Oh, okay. It's an
It's
outdoor
right down
thing.
by like a train tracks.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly. Right, Route 27.
I think so.
Yeah, I know. That's where the train tracks run through Hanson.
Yeah.
And you got that, and then there's the Dunkin' Donuts. It's right there.
Yeah.
I know exactly where that is. Wow.
Yeah, so we recorded that. And then most of it was just kind of like to tell a story. That was a lot of what that music video was.
Of course it is. That's what all music
So,
videos are. It's supposed to
yeah.
tell a story. Now, in terms of now, he shot it. Did he edit it too? Can he?
I edited
You
that.
edited it, so you obviously know how to edit as well. You're pretty
Yeah.
good at video editing.
I've been doing YouTube for a while too.
Yeah, I guess you have. And I assume you get quite a few followers now, right?
A decent amount. I have a couple of channels, so
Well, a
kinda
couple of
depends
channels.
Which one?
Okay, see, I'm on. I mean, my show's on YouTube, but as far as actually having my own page, I just don't know how to do it. I mean, I suck at tech stuff. I have to admit. So how did you learn to do that? How did you learn to edit?
I originally, this was probably 10 years ago, where I was watching like gaming YouTubers, and I was like, I want to do this.
Okay.
So I still make gaming videos to this day as well.
You did what?
I make like gaming videos too.
Game videos?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like video games?
Yeah.
Wow. What kind of video games?
It kind of depends on the day. Right now, I've been like really into horror. That's been really
Okay.
fun.
Have that's incredible. And when you make a video like that, once you get it on YouTube, I've sort of had something like that done about with me at another TV station where I did the show many years ago.
Yeah.
So you can put it on YouTube and people can play it.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many people can play that horror game of yours?
That one, it kind of just depends whoever feels like playing it.
Can it be just one person or a lot of people? You know what I mean? Can it be one person or a lot of people or more than one?
You can play the game with like 4 people, I think.
Okay. Can you play it with less?
Yeah.
Okay, but can you play? Let's say one person just wants to play it to kill some time. Is that doable?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful.
It's definitely difficult.
What's that?
It's definitely difficult with one person.
Okay, but that's probably. But you know something? It sounds to me like it might end up. You might end up having a second livelihood with those video games. You might end up making a ton of money with those.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, patent them or whatever. Well, when you create something like that, what do? Do you like draw pictures and use it, as a backdrop? I assume that's kind of how you do a video game, right?
So I'll like play the games and I'll record myself playing them.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, I'll just upload that to YouTube and usually people will see it.
Okay, that's wild. That's awesome. Okay, how many of those games have you done so far?
I've done like a few videos on there, yeah.
Okay, so to get the horror game, what else? What other kind of games have you got? If you got other ones?
It kind of just depends whatever's like going on.
Right, but do you have anything but the horror thing up right now?
Yeah. So like I've played like a couple of horror games. I've played like a couple of shooter games, stuff like that.
Okay, so it's kind of cool to have little violent games going on as long as it's just on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, man. You must be. Did you learn how to do? How did you learn how to do that stuff? How to create this stuff?
I don't know. I was like probably.
You just
6
watching
when
other
I
people
started,
do it and you just
yeah.
picked it right up. Have
I
you ever
would
had
just
your
watch
IQ
people.
tested? It sounds like it must be pretty high if you can pick stuff up like that.
I don't know if I would have a high IQ.
Well, okay.
I'm not super smart. I'm just kind of like, I like to learn.
Well, I understand,
As
but you're
long as it's
ambitious,
like-
and that takes you a long way.
Yeah.
Obviously, okay. But speaking, I mean, do you draw? Are you talented artistically too? Do you draw stuff at all?
I try.
Okay, well, all right. But it sounds to me like you got a lot of stuff going on. What are your favorite subjects in school?
Definitely music.
Okay.
My schedule right now is like.
I know.
4
I figured music
classes.
must be, but I mean, what would be like your any other favorite subjects you have?
Probably. I really like physics. That was cool.
Okay,
I got to take that
you look
last
like
year.
you look like you're a nerdy science guy, and I mean that in a good way. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, now, have you ever done any like acting too at all?
Oh, yeah.
Have you? Tell me about that.
I did theater for probably 5 years, something like that,
Where-
at Anderson and Daughter. It's
Where,
in
at school?
Pembroke.
5 years? So that must have been even before high school,
Yeah.
because your high school's only 4 years.
Yeah.
Where did you say you did it?
It was Anderson and Daughter in Pembroke.
Oh, okay. Is that a theater school? Or-
Yeah, it's like a theater program.
Okay. And what kind of did you like plays and films and both or
We
both?
did like musical theater plays.
Wow. Huh. Did you ever write one of those?
No.
Okay. Could you ever consider it?
Oh yeah.
Well, guess
Definitely.
what? Guess what, Matt? We're halfway through the show, and right now, I'm gonna take a little break from the interview. You're gonna go up and you're gonna perform a couple of your original songs, and you're gonna come back and we'll finish the interview. You up with that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, folks. Without further ado, we're gonna hear Marchant perform some of his original music, and then we'll be right back to talk to him more. So stay tuned.
Hi guys. So my first song is called I Think I Really Like You.
What's it called?
I think I really like you. Been trying to find the words to say. Been trying to reach you day by day. Tell me why you seem so far away. No more goodbyes, I just want you to stay. Young and in love, what a sight to see. I drove these roads alone and now you're here with me. I'll give you all my love, but just promise me you'll never wake me up if this is a dream. Cause I don't wanna lose you. Got me smiling at my phone now, and who knew that me and you would end up this way. I think I really like you. I think I really like you. I think I really like you. Your smile could brighten up 100 rooms. Swear the moment you walk by, I see all the flowers start to bloom. Open up my heart, baby, just for you. You know it's true. I think I really like you. 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 That was my first song.
Okay.
And my second one, this is a bit of a sadder song, and it's called Your Child. Hey, it's been a while since I've been your child. You're out of my life. Maybe I'm bitter, maybe I'm cold, but I miss you less as I get old. The things I use to help me through, oh, what I do to see a better you. But when I can't be right, I can't be wrong, I'll sit in my bed, write another song. I can't be right, I can't be wrong, I can't be wrong. Hey, it's been a while since I've been your child. You're out of my life. Was I too much or not enough? I don't understand. Hey, I'm not so young, so don't bite your tongue. Just tell me why.
Well, that was awesome, Matt. Great work. And you're quite a talented guy. You kind of got, a little bit of a melodious streak there that people like. I'm sure the girls must like that. You must reach out to a lot of people. You must have quite a few female fans, I'm guessing.
Hopefully.
Wow.
I mean, I've got a girlfriend though, so
What's that?
I've got a girlfriend.
Good for
so
you. That's all you need. Good for
I
you.
guess the
wish I
music
had
did
one.
work out.
What's that?
I guess the music did work out for
Of
that.
course it did. Yeah. I mean, that's what I figured. That's the thing. Musicians always get the girls. That's no matter what. I mean, that seems to be that you reach to the heart for that. Maybe I should go back to doing music, and I'd be meeting somebody worthy too.
I mean, hey, I can help you.
Really?
I could.
We'll talk about it. Okay. All right. Well, that's great. So you're going to be you're performing these songs, and is that just your stuff, or do you play that with the band as well?
Those are just my stuff.
That's just yours, okay. Now, aside from you, how many of the people in the band actually write music?
Devin writes a lot.
Okay,
And then Drew, I think, is working on some stuff. Grace definitely has. I don't know if Brian has yet.
okay. So almost all of you are writers.
Yeah.
So how much time a week do you spend trying to write new stuff?
Me, probably, oh my gosh, all the time.
All the time? It's like every day, obviously.
Most of the time, 3 a.m. I'm just
Yeah,
up
I know.
and
You
I'm
just
like,
wake up and you get an idea for a song, right? Well,
pretty much.
Well, so obviously that's your calling, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember, actually, one of the songs I wrote was just like randomly. It was like probably midnight. It was the second one. It was like probably midnight, and I was just like, this sounds cool. And then I
Okay.
just started writing with it. And the other one started as an idea I got at work.
Oh.
I was just like tapping on the register, and I was like, this sounds like it could be good.
Oh, okay. Where do you work? Do you work at a store?
I used to work at Target at the time,
Oh,
so that
okay.
was what,
Well, you get a better career than that coming ahead.
hopefully.
Well, now I saw your mom out there when she left you off. What happens when you get a song and for an idea for a song at 2 in the morning? And does the family wake up to hear it?
Nah,
Doesn't-
I just go in my sunroom.
Okay, so you got a place that you can rehearse without bothering anybody.
Yeah.
A lot of the problem I had playing the piano as a kid was that they told me I didn't practice enough, but whenever I wanted to, it was at an inconvenient time for the family, especially with the piano, because the piano makes a lot of noise. You know, no matter what part of the house you're in, you're always going to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom's the opposite. She always gets annoyed that I like won't practice where she
Well, my
can hear
parents
it.
got annoyed too that I wouldn't practice, but they also, you know what I'm saying? It was a double-edged sword for me. They got annoyed when I wouldn't practice, and then when I did, they said, "Don't do it now. We're trying to sleep."
Mine gets annoyed when they don't get to hear it.
But at least they don't mind when you do it in the wee hours of the morning. And they don't
Oh
hear
yeah,
you.
no.
Well, that's great. So you get plenty of freedom for that. You don't have to worry. That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's awesome.
It is awesome. All right. So as far as like school is concerned, do you have any like plans for more concerts at school that between now and when you graduate?
Yes, actually.
Okay. What do you have coming up?
So me and my friends are actually trying to get like some sort of mix of like a battle of the bands type of thing going.
Okay.
And we're working on like a art collaborative type of thing.
Sweet.
So that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like all the different like arts that our school has.
Okay, and so I assume that your bandmates are pretty talented art-wise too, as are you, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Now, I don't know if I remember, did you say you had battles of the bands with other schools or just amongst yourself so far?
Just at our school so far.
Well, I mean, so what I'm wondering is, do you know if is there any chance you might be having them against other schools?
That would be really cool.
Now, I always try to give advice to my guests that will behoove them down the line. You definitely might want to suggest that to.
I think I will now.
When you have a battle of the bands at your school, that has to go through the music director there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now all you got to do, I mean, obviously they like you enough to have you continue doing that. Now you should suggest that maybe we could do that with other schools.
That would be awesome.
There's plenty of schools around the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
You got, obviously. So, you've never performed at any of the other schools, right?
No.
Okay, because that would be wild. Or even if you didn't perform it at the school, you might have a neutral site where a lot of the schools can come and perform. Because that way you get really good coverage.
Yeah,
And
that would be awesome.
It would be, and you might get good media coverage for that too. Because I know that I used to do freelance writing for some of the Associated newspapers, and I'm pretty sure Whitman or Hanson has one among them. There's a bunch of small towns in the neighborhood that have it. And that would be pretty cool to cover something like that for the paper. Plus, the local cable TV stations there. I know Whitman Hanson has a nice TV station there.
Yeah.
I know that I knew the guy that used to run it. He passed away, unfortunately. His name was Steve Roy. I actually used to work with him in the early 90s at Brockton when I was part of their news team. But that might be something that would be worth covering for the local stations, as well as maybe even the Boston stations.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and you just suggested to them. And guess what? On that note, Matt, we're down to the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun.
I have had fun, thank you.
Okay, so what I want you to do in the final 5 minutes is look at the camera and give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. Start with your family,
man.
your mother, your girlfriend, your bandmates, and then we'll condense it, and then we'll wrap it up with my music here.
All right, well, I definitely have to start off and say thank you to my mom because she's been
Thank
there.
you for bringing them here.
That too. And she's been there from the start through everything, no matter what happened. And she's always supported me since I was like 5 years old, just thinking about like making a game, things like that. And I definitely want to thank my girlfriend, so thank you for always supporting me. And thank you to my brother and sister for being the best siblings I could ask for. I mean, you two are awesome, and we barely fight, so it's awesome. I definitely want to thank my grandmother, because she definitely pushed my music a little further even, and that helped me a lot, so thank you. I want to thank my music teacher, Mr. Daigle, and Mr. Rowe even too, because you guys have helped immensely. Even Mr. Daigle helping me produce the song, so thank you. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Well, I think of one guy who hooked us up.
I will say thank you,
David
Wolfson,
David Wolfson, the man.
for getting me on this show in the first place. Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you,
has been an
David. That's my
awesome
shout out
experience.
to you.
And thank you again for
Thank
letting
you.
me on your
Yeah,
show.
you're a great guest. And if any of those people want to do my show, you got my digits. Have them contact me.
You guys know. And
Yeah,
thank
you
to my
guys.
band
You'll
as
see
well.
the show.
Thank
There'll
you
plenty
guys.
of, but you give them the digits because you have them.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we wrap the show up, I know you. Do you have anything in mind coming up that you forgot to mention that you might have overlooked? If not, we'll just wrap the show up. Just something, anything musical or anything at all that you might want to give, pay note to.
Not really. I'm working on a couple of songs right now. So if you want to check those out, Matt March on YouTube. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you ready to wrap the show up the way we began it with my music?
I'm all good.
All right, and remember, please don't bang the table. All right, if you snap. All right, folks, thanks for watching Topic Time. See you next week. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Signing off.